You're welcome to this module, and in this module we're going to be learning 9 different kinds of neckline, and I'm just going to be using this series of papers to show us. So this is a continuation of our basic bodice tutorial, the one that I taught us how to draft a basic bodice pattern. I want to do a follow-up and teach us how to draft different necklines. And what will follow this tutorial is the next tutorial we'll be having is how to draft a basic sleeve so that it will all come together and we'll be able to fully draft a basic bodice pattern, different varieties of a basic bodice pattern. Okay, so the idea behind what I did here is that my shoulder, if you have followed that, if you have not watched the basic bodice pattern tutorial, so that you fully understand what I'm talking about, but just for those of us that have gone through it or those of us that might have an understanding, this point here is my shoulder. Okay, this point here acts as my shoulder. So every horizontal line here, even this one, it acts as my shoulder. So now this distance here, okay, this distance, that's my shoulder to my chest line, although it's still way shorter, but what we need is this part. So this point now, this distance to this place, you see there's nothing there. I didn't really any idea. Is my shoulder slope. So I wanted to do that on camera as we are creating the necklines. So I want us to be starting with the first one. What is a scoop neck? Maybe I'll be putting the diagrams on the screen for you to see. A scoop neck is not so, it's a little bit different from a boat neck, or we call it a canoe neck, and it scoops with in between. So you'll be very careful. If you're a slim person, you'll be very careful to use this style. And usually this is our center fold. Remember I taught us what the center fold is. The center of your fabric, okay, is our center fold. Most times every measurement will be coming from the center fold. I want us to be very mindful of that. So for this neckline, I'm going to be using as wide as 5 inches. So that's why I'm saying that this neckline is for someone who is on the bigger side, not someone who is slim, because it might not sit on your shoulder properly. Okay, this is a scoop neckline, and I can bring the deepness to be about 6 or 7, depending on how deep you want to be. So I'm still going to measure this 6 on this point. Okay, I measure the 6 here, and then I'll come down here too and measure the 5. Now come down here and measure the 5 because I want to create. Alright, see the square that I've created. I'm just going to come up by 1 inch, and then I'm going to, I can use my free hand for this. From this point, I'll just I want to use that 1 inch. Okay, so make sure that you use your curved rule so that it will be as curvy as possible. Eventually, will not use that 1 inch. If I had a curved rule, it would stay properly. So this is the front. We have our armhole curve. So it's supposed to look like this. Let's cut it out. See the way I lifted it up because I don't want to mistakenly cut the ones under. This out. Okay. So you do that, and this is our armhole. So you'll see me always trim that part out. And then this is our shoulder slope. You see how wide it is? This is what we call a scoop neck. This is a scoop neck. This is number 1. So for this neckline, I think this one we call it like a keyhole neckline. Alright. You can just do a normal round neck, but the round neck has to be high, and then you do something. Let's just watch what I do. For me, I'll use 3.5, and then the deepness will be 3 inches. Okay, the deepness of the neck will be 3 inches. So I'll connect. I remember I already taught us how to connect the. Although my own might not be perfect. Okay, so then from this point, I'm just going to come down by. ½ inch, and then I will measure. I want everything to end at 7 inches, so that's left to you. So I'll go inside by inches. And I'll come inside here by 2 inches. So let's align everything. Okay. I want to create a butterfly look, and it's going to be something like this. It's going to be like this. It's going to be like this. So we connect our slope like we said. Okay. Cover our armhole inside. Remember that that's not necessary here. So you hold this up and so watch how I do this. I'll cut out the normal neckline coat. Okay, and then from this point, I'm going to cut this out. I'm also curious to see what it will look like. So this is the type of a keyhole. So I can call this keyhole butterfly. So this is one off shoulder. We'll just start from the mid center point again, and we're going to mark 3.5. Okay. What I'm going to do here to make things easy for myself is I'm going to notch this. I'm going to notch this because I want to open it up. Points as my shoulder slope. Alright. Maybe I should cut that out first. Okay. So what one off shoulder is that it's only be one shoulder that we'll be using. So you're going to mark this. Okay, so imagine that this is your full blouse and you want to create one off shoulder. So you're going to be connecting the other sides depending on how deep you want it to be. The deepness of this side, I just want it to be like 5 inches. So this 5 inches now would be from the shoulder slope, and I'll be going into the armhole. Okay, so imagine that your armhole is curved like this. Okay, so imagine your armhole is curving like this. So you're going to use your ruler. This is the longer one, and you connect it to this point that we need from this notch. And you connect it. You can make yours curved to give it a design. You can curve it. Also connect it to this point. And curve it a little. Okay. So it will be one off shoulder. So it will not be full off shoulder, it's just like I don't know what you guys call it. So on your body now, it will look like one off on your full body. Okay. And then remember that your armhole curve will still remain intact in the two sides. So this is number 3. Number 4 is a sweetheart neckline, and I'll measure 3.5 inches like I've been using and connect the shoulder downwards. So you're going to watch what I'm doing. To achieve this, I'm going to be drawing 2 lines from the shoulder. I'm going to draw, let's come here because it's here. I'm going to draw 5 inches. Okay, let's just draw a straight line across. I'm going to be using 5 inches and 6.5. You can use 1.5 inch interval, or you can make yours deeper, but let's use 1.5 inch intervals. 5 inches and 6.5. So, okay, do you see that? So what we're going to do is I will connect here, and I'm going to, the distance between this point and this point, I will double it. So this is 3.5, and then I'll make this point 7. Okay, 7 is too much. Let's make this point 6. 6 is okay. So from here to here, I would connect. Okay, you see that? I'll connect that line, and then I'll curve my hand and just curve it from this point. I'll just curve it from this point. Now I've created our sweetheart neckline. So let's cut it out. So see if I did it right. You can make yours longer, okay? As you can make this one to go deeper, and then it goes down deeper. Because this one now might look like Obigio style. Okay. So we can cut out other places. So this is it. I put it on the bed table. So do you see? Number 4. Okay. So number 5. So for number 5, this one is pretty simple. It's a V-neck. And now still come to my 3.5. Remember that 3.5 is not standard. 3.5 is not standard. 3.5 depends on your body size. Okay. For some people, they might be using 4. So the deepness of the I want this neck to be, if I let me make it 7.5, see that it depends on you. You can make your own 5, you can make your own, but the deeper your neck, the better. So this is simple like this. But let's do something a little. So you can make this a curved V-neck. So you can name this curved V-neck. So make it curved a little, just come inwards. Let's mark the center point. So this one is 8. So it's 4 at 4 inches is the center point. So I'll just come in by ½ inch. Then I'll connect and then connect it so that it will curve a little. So that makes it a curved V-neck. Let's see how it turns out. See what this one. Let's cut out the normal V first. See what it looks like. So this is a V-neck, okay? It's a normal V-neck. Let's put it on the table. This is a normal V-neck. So let's make it curved. Fold it back, okay? Fold it back, and then see this curved part that we use the pencil to do. Let's curve it. You can see the slight curve. You can play it back so you see what the difference is. See the curve. This one is always very nice. So curved V-neck is what? Number 5. Alright. Now number 6, we're going down. Number 6 is a keyhole or boat neck. Now for this one, we're going to be making the from the 8 inches, we're going to be using almost everything. All we're just going to be doing is that we're going to be leaving 1.5. You see why that's why I turned my tape here. We're going to be leaving out 1.5 from this point. Instead of using our typical 1.5 slant, we're going to make it 1 inch, 1 inch slant. Alright, let's make it 1 inch slant. So slant it by 1 inch. You understand? So the thickness of this neckline is going to become 4 inches because it's a pretty high neck. This kind of neck is actually very high. So let's make it square so we'll be able to get the distance. What's the distance between these 2 points? Is 6.5. We'll make this 6.5. Okay. So let's create our rectangle. So we measure 1 inch upwards, and then we're going to connect this. Okay. And even make it, you can leave this 1 inch if it does not work for you. And come up higher. Alright. You understand? So that's this. I'll make it higher than 1 inch, especially so that it's not be too wide. Come up. So this, you see, let's see the difference between the boat neck and the scoop neck. And some people will be asking, what's the difference? So look how this one comes more down and how it is slimmer. So this is them side by side. See how this one comes down. See how this one is just like a keyhole. Basically, that's where the name comes from, keyhole. So this is number 6. We're making progress. We are making progress. So the next one is the keyhole. For this keyhole, we're going to be having our normal round neck. How do we create our normal round neck? Is 3.5, mark 3.5, and the deepness is going to be 3 inches. The deepness will be 3 inches. Okay. So connect it to form a square like this. Yeah. So you need to have a normal neck, and then from there, just the way we did our butterfly neck, and come down, and then you can have an horizontal keyhole. Maybe I should have done that. So let's have an horizontal keyhole. Let's have an horizontal key. So from this place, we can come about 1 inch, okay, 1 inch, and then let the distance be 2 inches. So from this 1 inch now, you measure 2 inches, okay, and then the deepness, you can make it 3 inches, okay. So we'll mark the midpoint of this place. So distance from here to the end is what? Is 3 inches. So we're looking for the midpoint, which is 1.4. Okay. No. So the distance from here to here is what? Is 2 inches. Okay, so we're looking for the midpoint, which is 1 inch. So we want to mark this 1 inch here to get the midpoint. Right? So just connect this line. Then we can do this. So this is the 3 inches that we want to use. And just do this without curving it. Okay? So for me, I want to curve it. So from here we can now follow it and do like a slight curve. Alright. So we'll do it on this side too. Alright. So let's see what it looks like. Let's not forget our shoulder slope. Okay. Shoulder slope is highly important. Cut out our normal neck. Alright. Cut out the other parts. Okay. And then now this keyhole. See the curve. You see that? So you can make the same thing. You can make it vertical. And you can leave it horizontal. You can make it wider. So let's see. Depending on how wide you want it to be, you can extend it. So we use 3 inches here. Okay. You can make it 5 inches. Let's see what 5 inches will give us. Okay. And draw a straight line. And then we're using this as our midpoint, which is 2 inches from below. Okay. The reason I'm doing all these masses, I want it to be as straight as possible. I want it as straight as possible. So we'll first draw a straight line and then use that one to connect it, curve it rather. And use that to curve it. Then curve it like this. We want it curved, that's the goal. Okay. So under here. So you see, which one do you prefer? The first one or the second one? Which do you prefer? So this is number 7. Okay, number 7. So number 8, we're doing a halter neck. So we're going to be starting with our normal neckline, but no, not the normal one now. We're going to be using 2.75 instead of our usual 3.5. We're going to be using 2.75 because we want to use the neck. We want it to be a very fitted neck. Okay, and then instead of connecting it as a normal shoulder slope, right? Because if you have hopefully I can create the picture. I can show the picture up. The deepness of this neck will also be 2.75. So let's create a square so we can create a good halter neck. So So it's a good round neck. Okay. So from this point now, we're going to from this line here, we're going to go in by 1.5 inches, and that is going to be where our shoulder. So it's not going to be a full neckline. Just watch the way a halter neck looks like. Okay. I'll still keep this picture on the screen. Then let's come down by 1.5 inches. So that's going to be our shoulder slope. Let me mark the 1.5 inches here again. In fact, let's use half inch since it's not going to be, since we're not going on the full slope, right? This slopeness of this part of the shoulder is not that slopey. So we can use half inch and just half inch. Okay. I use just half inch and it will still work. So from this point now, on this part of the shoulder, see from this line, I could come down by 6 inches. Or you can even use 7. I come down by 7 inches and connect this slope to the 7 inches. So I've created our halter neck. You can either choose to curve it or leave it like that. And then I'm going to curve it. So how do we curve it? So you can extend this into the armhole. Okay. And you see what this is. Number 8. See, this is not number 8 again because I've done like 3 in 1 somewhere. Oh, whipping. Congrats, guys. And the last but not the least is a square neck. This is supposed to be pretty easy. Okay. It's supposed to be pretty easy. Our normal 3.5. Let's see. We always turn it like this, right? So mark 3.5 from the center. 3.5 from the center. You can make your deepness anything. So for my own deepness, I'll use 6 inches. Okay. I use 5, can use 6. Anyhow. So from this point, I'll connect my shoulder slope to this point that I marked. Okay. And then I'll mark the thickness of the neck here. I use 6 inches. Mark it here too. And then I'll mark this 3.5 that I mark here. I'll mark it on this point too. Okay. So I'll connect that line. This one is pretty simple. Simple and short. You see that? Really square. And I guess you can do rectangle neck. That's also an option too. Square neck. And number 9, square neck. Yay. That's it. So you can choose to make yours wider. Okay? You can choose to make yours wider. This number 9. This number 8, Halter. This number 7, Keyhole. Keyhole. Number 6, Keyhole. This number 5, V-neck. And you can also make this curved V, so that's 21. This number 4, sweetheart. Sweetheart. This number 3 is a one off shoulder. So this part go into your armhole. So one off. This is your neckline. This one will have the sleeve. This one can be sleeveless. And this number 2, butterfly. I'll make a butterfly final. And this number 1, scoop neck. Which of these are you going to try soon? Which of these are you going to be trying soon? Let me know. I don't know if I should keep this or I should trash this because I was using it soon. See you guys in the next video. Bye.